The Ultimate Marvel Universe is officially coming to its end. And while this is going to be the literal end of the Ultimate Marvel Universe, will it be the end forever? I'm not sure, but it's looking like it. So if you haven't realized this already and you've kind of been off comic book YouTube or comic book Twitter or TikTok or whatever, it was revealed at San Diego Comic-Con that we are finally going to get the reveal of the massive event that the entirety of the new Ultimate Marvel Universe has been building up to. And it's going to be called Ultimate Endgame. And honestly, it's cool. It's a nice homage to Avengers Endgame, even to the point where the not only logo but the literal image showcasing what this event is going to be about is a literal reference to the poster of the Avengers Endgame movie, which is honestly kind of cool. I wish it was a different title, but hey, Ultimate Endgame still sounds pretty cool. But with this news came even more information that this is the seemingly end of the new Marvel Ultimate Universe, which it came to a shock to a lot of people. Now, previously there was actual leaks and stuff like that a lot of the Ultimate titles were going to be ending with their 24th issues, at least for Ultimate X-Men, Black Panther, Spider-Man, and even the Ultimates, as those were the first books. That definitely gave off a bunch of red flags to people who have been enjoying the Ultimate Marvel Universe even more than the mainline universe, which is probably something that Marvel didn't initially expect, or at least Marvel editorial didn't expect to happen, as Ultimate Spider-Man is definitely one of their best-selling books of the most recent year. And that's still kind of the case, especially considering the fact that even that right now, Amazing Spider-Man had a relaunch. In the previous run, a lot of people did not really like it that much, if at all, due to a lot of stuff going on, not naming names. Paul, I still hate Paul. While I'm not fully caught up on everything Spider-Man, I know everything that's going on with Paul, with the character of Paul, and the sooner that character leaves, the better. And yeah, a lot of stuff with Amazing Spider-Man's mainline title, from what I have heard, has not been good. The new launching off point that has been out for a couple months now has been seeming to get a lot of more positive praise from what I've seen so far, so hopefully that ends up continuing. But that side tangent aside, Ultimate Marvel has been pretty successful for the most part. A lot of people have been enjoying it. A lot of people have their own favorite titles of which, heck, I've been loving all of the books. I've been reading them religiously. I liked Ultimate Black Panther. Ultimate X-Men has been one of my favorites. Ultimate Wolverine became probably my second favorite book to read outside of Ultimate Spider-Man and the Ultimates. Those are my top three books, with Black Panther and Ultimate X-Men I kind of tied for fourth place. But I kind of like Ultimate X-Men a bit more due to how different and more isolated it is. And not only that, but something that's going on also right now is Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion, which brings Miles Morales into the Ultimate Universe. I haven't covered it yet on the channel. I'll probably wait until it's all done to give my full thoughts on it. But at the beginning of Ultimate Invasion, the maker, as he was making his preparations to go over and basically create his new Ultimate Marvel Universe through all the crap he's done, he invited Miles to come along because he knew that him and Miles were the only real ones that were true survivors of the Ultimate Universe. But Miles kind of turned it away. And this is something that was alluded to in some other Miles runs of him potentially remembering his past life in the previous Ultimate Universe. And now his younger sister, his newborn younger sister that's a couple months old, found this card and got teleported into the Ultimate Universe. And this run is having Miles go through the entire Ultimate Universe, basically interacting with the cast members of different factions in this universe from different books. He's already met the Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Black Panther, and some members of the Ultimates, and even Ultimate Spider-Man. All that's left is for him to interact with Ultimate Wolverine and his whole incursion group over in the Eurasian Republic, dealing with the Rasputin siblings, especially considering that issue 3 of it ended up ending with Magic showing up and stealing his sister. So a lot's going on. Needless to say, Ultimate Marvel has had a lot of moving parts, and almost every single book kind of contributes to the ultimate overarching plot. I've said this in my first video on Ultimate Marvel, my thoughts on why I like it, and in my video that unexpectedly started to blow up, the difference between Ultimate Marvel and Absolute DC. Now we have another difference between these two universes, because it seems that Ultimate Marvel was made to have an endpoint as this massive multi-year long spanning event seemingly, while Absolute DC is just ongoing as its own thing from what I've heard. I'll talk about that in a separate video though. But yeah, Ultimate Marvel is seemingly officially ending with, I believe, around October, November is going to be when Ultimate Endgame begins, as we're only a few months away from the release of The Maker, and this big event is gonna start and actually affect the fate of the Ultimate Marvel Universe. Now, this could go one of a few ways. Either one, this was planned to be the ending from the beginning, and this was never planned to be an overarching or long-spanning project to go for more than 2 to 3 years. Maybe Marvel didn't want the confusion of having 2 different continuities and all that for other readers, for all we know, and just wants the mainline stuff with all of the current books that they have. Maybe that's the case, and they didn't want too many books released at once or something like that. Or maybe Ultimate Endgame is going to be a bit of a testing ground. For all we know, their plan was to have this end, but they did not expect the popularity of these books to be as well received as they initially thought. And so maybe with Ultimate Endgame, even though this is the finale so far of this new universe, maybe they're going to use this as a yardstick, a measuring stick for interest in Ultimate Marvel. And if this event does well, maybe after a bit of a break at the end of this event, they'll relaunch these titles. Maybe even add more Ultimate titles for other characters that we haven't seen in the Ultimate Universe, or new versions of certain characters, because we do know that the Makers Council still has a bunch of containers that have the catalysts for the creation of many mainline heroes, and there's still stuff that still hasn't been done, as many characters are either dead, villains now, like Hulk, Magic, and Colossus are villains right now, but there could be characters that are dead in this universe that haven't had the creation of their abilities. Heck, I don't even think we have a Ghost Rider in this universe from what we've seen so far. Ultimate Ghost Rider would be a really, really cool idea if there hasn't been news of something like that going on. But that could be the case. That's me being optimistic, that if this event and these other books do well and still sell well, Marvel might end up deciding to relaunch them a little bit down the road. Maybe they'll have them each be similar to how mainline comics are, with having them each having their own storylines and then having its own event every now and again. But they might keep it a bit more condensed outside of the main universe, just so they don't get too many books running around along the same time, for all we know. But that's just me. But we do have to come to the full understanding that there's a good chance that Ultimate Marvel is 100% done after Ultimate Endgame. While there's probably a massive event spanning through not just the main Ultimate Endgame book, it'll be tied in with all the other Marvel books in Ultimate Marvel. And that makes sense, considering the fact that, well, we have a lot going on, and if you want this event to last as long as possible, have it span through all these books, as the events of these books are going to have to lead into the culmination of fighting the Maker and his council 100%. And based off of the Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion book, who knows, maybe Miles will be one of the deciding factors helping this universe just beat the Maker 100%, as he would with everything going on, coming to the realization of like his past life in the previous Ultimate Universe and his life right now in 616, and him just having this bit of a crisis right now as he's trying to find his sister. And his sister, they think that she's the key to unlocking the Maker, for all we know, like due to, multiversal bullshit with how she got here and all that stuff. So that could end up being a whole thing. Who knows? Maybe the Maker will be unleashed earlier thanks to this Miles run, for all we know. Or Miles will not have any part in this Ultimate Endgame whatsoever. We don't know. But that's just my thoughts. For all we know, all these books are going to have their main conclusions with their main stories, like with Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate Black Panther, for all we know, and Ultimate X-Men, and then have them transition into helping out the Ultimates with the Maker and the Maker's Council once the Maker is released. And then we have this massive global spanning event war type thing going on for the fate of the Ultimate Universe. But these have just been my general thoughts on the event, it ending this new universe, or if this could be a sign of a new jumping on point. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments section down below. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. Really helps, and it shows you guys enjoy the content I'm making on the channel and shows out you want to see more. I'll make more videos like this outside of the issue reviews, unless something big happens in an issue of comics that I'm reading. I'll probably just make generalized videos like this going forward. So let me know if you like these. And with all that said and done, I hope you guys have an awesome day.